Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hazard TV. Today we're going to be talking about more than you ever wanted to know about the General Lee. Today we're going to also be talking about what people mess up on when they try to build a General Lee. Now, you're going to have to put me as an exception on that little General Lee that I have that y'all seen in that one YouTube short. You're just going to have to just kind of put me out of that picture because I'm not actually using a 69 Charger. Or a 68 Charger, or a 70 Charger. But anyway, guys, let's jump right into the video. So the first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to people messing up building General Lees is the interior color. Now, this custom General Lee has a tan interior. Now, that is what we call show accurate. Because all of the General Lees, including the Black Charger before it even became the General Lee on Season 7, Episode 1, Happy Birthday, General Lee. The interior on that Charger was also tan as well because of a couple of different reasons. Because A, tan and orange, they go together really well. Honestly, better than black does. If you look at Waylon Jennings' General Lee, in my opinion, it needs to have a tan interior because black on orange doesn't look, in my opinion, it just does not look right at all. And it shows up a lot better on screen than a color like Blackwood. Because if y'all are camera people, y'all will understand why a lighter color looks a lot better on screen, especially back in the older days with the equipment that they were shooting with. Excuse me. I'm just getting over the flu, so bear with me here. Okay. The next thing is the tail lights. Right here, the tail lights right here. Now, this custom General Lee right here this Hot Wheels one does not have a black panel, but here, we'll just use the Happy Birthday General Lee I have here. All that black panel right there, back for the back panel right there, that absolutely positively needs to be black. Because back in the day, we hadn't been to the moon yet when these cars were engineered. And those black taillights on that red gleam, um, the black with the red makes it look like the exhaust of a rocket. And that's what the car companies were going with. It was not just Mopar that was doing that. Ford was doing that. I think Chevy did it with their Camaro. I'll have to fact check that. But definitely Mopar and Ford, they definitely did it on several of their cars. And yeah, I think those are the major ones that did it with it, because honestly, in my opinion, that looks really cool. Love the black panel with the red tail lights. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. I'm sorry I had to do that. I'm sorry I had to do that. If you'll watch some of my videos on Diecast Garage, you'll know that I did a YouTube short where I did a Trump impression. But moving on. The next thing is the wheels on the General Lee had to be those spindles, the specific rims. They absolutely have to be that, or else it's not a General Lee. All right, because those wheels on the General Lee are iconic, in my opinion. I mean, you can't make a General Lee without using the correct. Oh, actually, here we go. Those those wheels right there, that absolutely has to. Those absolutely have to be correct, or else it's not a full-fledged General. Okay, that's pretty much all the major things that people mess up on when they build General Lees. And also, if you make it out of a 1968, the 68s, they didn't have a piece of metal right here in the middle, kind of what this has, but this is just a Hot Wheel. Because the 69 Charger, I'm going to have to use this cup quite a bit. The 69 Charger had that piece of metal right there in the grill. 68s and 70s didn't. 69 was the only year that they had that, as far as I know. So if you do use a 68, you will have to change out the grill if you want to make it just more show accurate. Another thing that they never had on Dukes was white lettering on the tires. They never had white lettering on Dukes. Okay. I think we've talked quite a bit on this channel about the Happy Birthday generally, how that came to be in season 7, episode 1, but we don't actually know in real life who designed the cars. According to Chunky Monkey 40 on at YouTube.com, he believes that it was some of the producers on Dukes, and it also was some of the people who actually built the first physical General Lee cars. Now, if that's true or not, I don't know. The designer for the car is still unknown. And I know there are some people out there that are going to say this guy's name. I can't remember his name. But he did make a couple of General Lees, but they're just for Catherine Bach to take pictures and sign autographs. So, you mean you can't? He didn't actually design the car. He just copied it. Cannot give him much credit. But you guys, if you do some, if you all go in depth and you want to figure out who that is, go watch Chunky Monkey 40, Things You Didn't Know Dukes of Hazzard Edition, Things You Didn't Know About the General Lee. Go watch that video, because he will explain this stuff a lot more and a lot better than I'm going to, alright? Alright. The next thing I want to talk about is the original color that the General Lee was going to be. The original color for the General Lee was not going to be that beautiful, absolutely beautiful orange that we see. Instead, it was supposed to be this Confederate gray paint job. But everybody decided that it's not going to look good on screen. Like, right there, as a prime example, that didn't look as good on screen as this beautiful color orange does. And plus, I'll be honest, gray just doesn't fit right for the car. Now, in my personal opinion, it looks good on a model, but as a full-fledged version General Lee, a big car, I think it'd look a little off. Honestly, I think it'd look a little off. So I think they made a good decision there on changing it from that Confederate gray to orange. Now, the General Lee was not actually originally going to be the 1969 Dodge Charger. It was actually going to be a Chevrolet Chevelle, but they couldn't keep that car in the budget, so they ran with the 69 Charger, which back then was not that sought after of a car as it is now. And by the way, the Charger in general wouldn't be as sought after today if it wasn't for the Dukes of Hazzard. I bet you if the Dukes of Hazzard did not exist, the Chargers would be long gone by now. So you gotta have to, if you don't give the Dukes of Hazzard much credit, give them credit for that. But I mean, that's a good TV show. Excuse me. By the way, this cup right here, I found at a flea market because this is some of the only Dukes of Hazzard stuff I could find. Well, I wanted a Dukes of Hazzard cup, so I mean, I might be drinking out of this every single time that we do a Dukes video, just because. I've also got a Hot Wheels mug, just like this, that I might use for Diecast Garage. If you all have made it this far into the video, first of all, thank you. And second of all, tell me if I should do that. If I should have a specific cup for each channel. I think that'd be pretty cool. Alright. Okay. I think that's it on all the things you didn't know Dukes of Hazzard. My version of it, that is. However. Oh. There are only 16 real General Lees still out there. Now, two of them stand out a lot. One of them is a 440, and honestly, the second one is my favorite. The first General Lee, which is actually the first one, Lee 1, that was rediscovered by Travis Bell in a junkyard in Dawsonville, Georgia. And he went down there after battling back and forth with the owners to get it to sell. He got it. we'll do a whole another documentary video, kind of like what we did with the stand-up General Lee, which, by the way, you should totally go check that video out. It's awesome. The We'll just talk about that car a lot, and we'll talk about the history of it and all that stuff, because obviously if it wasn't for that car, there would be no Dukes of Hazzard, or at least there wouldn't be no General Lee. So another one is a 440 RT Charger, which they use quite a bit on the show. But they use 356, and out of those 356, there are only or was it 256 to 321? Oh, it was 256 to 321, not 356. That's way too high. 321 is the max number that we know of. But besides that, out of those hundreds of Dukes of Hazzard General Lees that were used, only 16 of them remain, and those two stand out. The first one, the actual first one, Lee won, and then I don't remember what that one is, but it was used for a lot of fast car chases, and it was also used for just fast driving in general, because it was a 440 engine. And Warner Brothers did not like to jump those cars because of how much ballast weight they'd have to put in the trunk, because if you didn't put any ballast weight in it, if you watch the first episode of the Dukes of Hazzard when Lee 1 jumps over Roscoe's police car, this is what the car does. And almost lands perfectly on its nose. So what they tried to do was to make sure they could land the cars flat. They put concrete in the back to level the car out, so that way when they jumped the car, it would land more level. Now, it wouldn't land perfectly level, but it wouldn't go down at such a steep angle. But when you got a big engine in there, like a 440, then that is going to require quite a bit of ballast weight, because that's a big engine in the front of that car. So, yeah. So, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Hazzard TV. If you all enjoyed it, please make sure to like and subscribe. Share it with a friend who also likes Dukes of Hazzard. And even if they don't, get them into it so they can watch some of my content. Alright. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one.